Hello to the wonderful world of YouTube. I'm Cass, and I've had Crohn's disease for 19 years. I'm talking to you by way of Austin, Texas, but I am a grit. A girl raised in the South, Mississippi, representing right here. So, probably didn't notice my southern accent, and probably some colloquialisms that you've never heard before, but it's all a learning experience. I know I've learned tons of things from YouTube. So anyway, I really wanted to just start to open up the floor for discussion about ostomies and IBD. I know the floor has already been opened up quite a bit by some other girls on YouTube who have inspired me to start doing this. So thank you to Let's Talk IBD and Inflamed and Untamed and Ostomy Story. You girls have been really helpful to me in the past 7 weeks and everything that I've been through. So I just want to follow suit. I feel like I have some things that I want to say, and I want to help people as much as I feel like I've been helped. And in the meantime, maybe cope a little bit better myself. So I guess I just want to tell you what all happened. I guess we really need to go back to about 8 weeks ago. I had a complete blockage, and I couldn't use the bathroom at all. I mean, for years it had been quite a strain and very painful, but at this point, nothing was happening, just a lot of straining and with no result. So, I let it go on for about 3 days because my insurance doesn't cover any colon and rectal surgeons in Austin. So I was trying to find one somewhere in the near area, and I found one in Houston, Texas. I didn't eat anything for 3 days, and I couldn't sleep either because there was so much stress going on. And I also knew that I had shows to do and a lot going on with my company, and I just really I couldn't put anything down to actually go to the doctor. But, you know, although the show must go on, it can't go on if you don't have good health. So I went and I had a rectal dilation done, which I thought would be great, and I would just have a few more years without an ileostomy because I knew that was somewhere in my future, but I thought it would at least be, 5 years down the road, and crossing my fingers for 10. And anyway, as I was driving, or my friend was driving me home from the hospital in Houston after my dilation, I felt like I had a fever, and she kept having to pull over because I was throwing up, and I just felt terrible, not better at all, although I could poop, but who cares whenever you have 104 temperature. So 2 days of that went on, and I allowed it to continue because I just thought that I was having an allergic or some sort of reaction to anesthesia, although I never had before. I thought, this is a pretty common thing that I've heard about tons of times, so that just must be what's happening to me now. But it didn't get any better. In fact, it was getting worse. So I had my mom take me to the emergency room here in Austin, and they did several things: blood tests, x-rays, and then a CT scan, which is where they found the perforation. So when they did the dilation, it ripped, and the past 2 days I had been getting really close to becoming septic. So they admitted me that night, and the colon and rectal surgeon, who wasn't covered under my insurance, came in to see me and just said, I couldn't eat anything for several days, and they were gonna give me IV antibiotics and just see if I would get any better, if things would heal. but they weren't, and they didn't. And so he came in and told me that we were going to have to do an ileostomy, and that is the one thing that I just really, really did not want to have done. You know, with Crohn's disease, these things happen, so, and since I had already had an ileostomy before, I guess I kind of knew what to expect, and also knowing how bad I felt at the time, and how, you know, scary it was to know that the perforation was life-threatening, and that, you know, toxicity in your body will kill you. And the doctor basically said, if we don't do this, you will pass away. And so I was like, let's do it. And he's like, I was like, when? And he's like, in a couple hours. And I'm like, oh my God. And at that point, my mom wasn't off work. I did have several friends in my room, in my hospital room with me, and so they stuck around as long as they could. My mom got there just in time to talk to me right before, and I assured her that it was basically my decision and that I was okay with everything and that we were going to make it through. And so then they wheeled me back, and I really didn't remember much of anything for a couple days, but I do know that friends were there almost constantly. It just really, really helped to know that I had peers there and people who chose to have me in their life, you know, to stick by my side and see me at not my best, for damn sure. And I don't know, I guess that was kind of an entertainment. One friend told me that that as she was leaving, I was like, sorry I wasn't more entertaining, and she was like, oh, you were pretty entertaining. And the cool thing was, we've got this Plus Size Divas novel, and they like would read chapters aloud to me. I don't remember anything about the story at all, but they all know like very well what all happened. And we played games and listened to music, and I don't know, it was just really, really nice having everyone there. And then my dad showed up on the last couple days of my hospital stay, and then he stayed at my apartment and helped me, you know, get out of bed, and made meals for me and just helped me in any way he could. So my mom didn't have to miss that much work. And yeah, I have a permanent ileostomy now. I still have the kind of open incision from where they did the proctolectomy. That's supposed to take a while to heal completely shut. But at least I'm not really having any pain with it anymore. I'm pretty much completely weaned off of pain medicine, which seemed like it was never going to happen. I was getting really irritable and just not feeling well whenever I would try to stop, but I finally have gotten down to some days I don't take any, some days I just take like a quarter of a pill, which is very, very little. Just for the little bits of pain that I have still in my rectum, and still have a lot of soreness in my lower abdomen and sometimes around the stoma. Because as it stands right now, I'm actually pretty happy with my ostomy. I mean, I have a little bit of worry, especially about telling people, and in the dating world particularly. You know, when it gets to an intimate stage, I just don't, I'm not comfortable. I don't know, I'm just insecure about how to tell someone. And, you know, I know it's a good test. Like, if they don't like me for that reason, then they're not worth it anyway. But still, it's just a little unnerving. That's really all of my current ostomy situation. I'm sure I need to get to see a stoma nurse soon and all different things like that, but I just kind of wanted to give I don't know, just kind of tell the world what's going on with me, or tell whoever watches this, probably not the whole world, and maybe get a little support and give a little support. And I think it'll just be something nice to have and to do in my free time while I'm still kind of getting my bearings on the world with this new change in my body. So anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I hope to make a lot more to come. So, see you later.